Good evening or good morning, however you want to look at it. We are about to jump in for the third place matchup between Martin and Javier. Looks like might be a little freeze action in the load up. Tech guys are getting that dialed in.
Hey, what's up?
Howdy, howdy.
Yeah, sorry, I was like shamelessly biased earlier, but at least I admitted so. Anyway,
Hey,
I'm
we all have players we root for. It's totally understandable.
Yeah, we also have a pretty small audience, so I don't think too many people will be too upset. Anyways,
Yeah, and you're
like I'm
looks like-
watching maybe 10 people or so.
yeah, I think.
So
I don't know
who's
how they
next?
got.
Martin.
Martin and Javier. Some folks were calling for this to be the finals match.
Yeah. It makes sense. I mean, they know their Oregon players, and those are probably their best. I mean, I guess I don't know the entire field that well, but I would have definitely picked Javier to be in the top 4. You know, he's a good one pocket player, and he's good mover. He banks very good.
Indeed. We'll see if this updates the score. If this goes Martin 2, they played a very first quick game.
Yeah. You know, sometimes late at night, players are getting that mode where like they're just too tired to think. So in a way, sometimes it helps because you don't give yourself time to get in your own way, and you can just shoot the shot. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So, like I've noticed that happen, and I even see it happen with Fedor Gorst at one of the very, very late night at Derby City Classics, where you don't typically see Federer getting in a gear. He follows his pre-shot routine religiously, and he's very methodical, right? Mm-hmm. But when he was basically sleepwalking, he was just running around the table and running rack after rack after rack, and it was an amazing thing to watch. But you only got to see it when he was basically asleep. Like he didn't have any time, any mental capacity to follow his pre-shot routine to the letter and watch every angle, and so he was just getting down and shooting the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
our own way sometimes can be a very, very thing indeed. Can you see past the 7 ball? It looks.
I think he has an edge, although it's hard to tell.
Yeah, he called the top corner pocket, but man, that seems like a dead scratch to me. Unless you can draw out of it. He did draw out of it, but he did also catch the pocket on the thicker hit side of things, but gets a very fortuitous roll to tie up the 310. Yeah, and if I'm a little out of it sounding, I have been at this since 11 o'clock yesterday morning. If you're watching this later, it is now 1:30 in the morning, so I've been...
Yeah.
Hey,
it's totally understandable, you know.
I love it. If I wanted to be doing something else, I would be, but I've kind of strong-armed my way to watch this whole event. I love these qualifiers, man.
It's just for most people, it's a pretty big chunk to change to put up $1,000 to go play a pool tournament. So these qualifiers, they're a big deal for folks that just can't dish out $1,000 that willy-nilly to go play pool. So
I've been using the term justify it today, because even if you've got the $1,000 to throw at it, it's a big gamble.
It is a gamble because even if you are on the top as far as Fargo rate in the top 10% of the field in tournament races, they're really short races, and you wouldn't bet on any one player to be favorite to take it down, right? Especially those people that go to Vegas to put up all their money to go, because really that $1,000 entry plus the side pots plus the travel expenses, you're spending probably $2,500 to play one of these tournaments, right? And everyone that does it because they think they have a chance, especially if they're traveling from out of town, right? So there's no matter how much you think that you have a very good shot, there'll be many other players that do also. So they're very tough tournaments to win, and you really have to play very, very good to win, good for your level, typically you see that performance rating of players that take down this tournament to be at least 30 points above the rating, sometimes even 50 or 60.
Oh,
right?
yeah, tough
And
all the miss there, but he does double it up. I'm listening. That was just a crucial
yeah,
error there. Yeah, no, and I
yeah, it's
totally agree because I went out and played one of these $1,000 entry tournaments in Florida last December, and it was 121 players in the field, 600 and below. I went there with the mindset like the best 600s or the most sandbaggy 600s, however you want to look at it, are going to be out here trying to hustle this tournament. Oh,
yeah. I mean, it's not just a matter of people being sandbagger. Even if the ladies are legitimately like the person that wins the tournament is playing very good that weekend. You know what I mean? So like because everybody has a lot of variance. Like let's say if you're far with 600, you have your 550 days and you have your 650 days, right? It's like that everybody does, and there is definitely some randomness in when those best days really come out or those worst days, right? So even if you do everything you can to be prepared for the event, are you going to play your absolute best pool that day? Because the person that wins the tournament most definitely will be at the peak of their performance.
yeah.
You
And
know what
like
I mean? And there's
the large field of that Florida tournament, it was a 3-day tournament, so it's not just 1 day or a 2-day event. You know, you're going into day 3, so you got to play solid pool for a very long period of time. I mean, even like these gentlemen here, like they've been at it since 11 o'clock this morning shooting pool. You know, some of the A-side guys did get a little bit of a break, but that's a long grind and very few mistakes that you can be giving up and getting away with. Nice speed control there from Martin.
Yeah, I've noticed he's played a few safeties with very, very good speed controls, even in his previous match.
Mm-hmm.
When he played really well, he's very good at that shot and make that, they get the cue ball in a precise spot behind an obstructing ball.
2 rails at it. Oh, it's going 1 rail. Big cluster of balls in the center of the table always leads to very ticky-tack-toe kind of a... Martin is, like you mentioned, he is not moving like unnecessarily fast, but he's just like, he is in autopilot mode. Kind of like this shot requires this shot requires that. This is what I do, get down and execute. Like, he's not like rushing things.
No, well, you can tell that he's comfortable, right? I think that it's it's really obvious from Javier's stroke whether he's comfortable with the shot or not, and this is some more obvious for some players than others. But you can tell that when he's comfortable, he has a slower backswing. He's focused longer on the object ball, and when he's uncomfortable, he kind of has a quick backswing and a quick transition.
Yeah, I think that's...
and that happens for a lot of players.
Oh yeah,
it's just particularly.
Some are more evident.
It's just something.
Yeah. Yeah, he misjudged the speed getting up on that 6, but it plays a pretty good safe here. I think side pocket's right in the way for a natural thing. Might be able to pinch it with a little draw. Yeah, he was trying to get upside.
You know both of these players well. I know Javier pretty well, but I don't really know Martin. I know he plays a lot of doubles with Dylan.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of his doubles with Dylan. Been really impressed with his game. Watching those Scotch matches, I played I think he was on Dylan's team when I was playing teams, and we matched up against them there, and that was a very strong team. I think we were lucky to scrape by that one in a hill format.
Nice out there, JAVIER.
Yeah, really worked out the safety, was able to capitalize 2-2. I think it'll be a little bit nicer for the players as well. We're getting close to closing at the Silver Star Saloon, and they have been so gracious to have their maintenance guy let them play until we finish this, which, according to Dylan's projections, could be close to 4 or 5 a.m. So it'll be better for a quiet room, but also a quiet room when you're tired, you can find yourself like it's odd to have to focus harder when it's less things to like zone out. Me and Alex were talking about that when we were playing a set last night. You're playing in a quiet environment when you're used to playing in a bar setting. You find that your mind can wander easier or is more attuned to the little changes in the room, but when there's so much, it's easier to tune it all out. It's all just background noise. But when there's not that background noise and it's quiet, like a squeak of a chair and little things like that become much louder in a quiet room.
Yeah, that's, you know,
did he call it? Did he call it?
I don't think so. It looks like he's going to grab it. But he played a pretty good safety. I think he was intending to stay behind the 2-wall and sending the...
Pull up the chat and see if there's anybody in there hanging out that are hardcore pool nuts. We support you around here. Oops, got my sound on. Ooh.
Oh, that's a really nice shot.
Wow.
Yeah, like he aimed to hit the correct side of the one ball to get behind the obstructing ball there. That was intended. You can tell there is a one pocket touch in there.
Yep.
JAVIER is a pretty good one pocket player. I've only gotten to play him once in a tournament, but I know he loves the game. Unfortunately, the 9-footers are going extinct, so...
They're not going extinct. Don't say such a terrible thing.
They're at least threatened.
Yeah, they're definitely threatened. I will definitely agree with you there.
Yeah, well, like I'm glad to have one in my garage. That's how it works to go play one pocket these days. Is you just gotta meet up at people's houses, at least in this area.
Yeah. Justin in the chat responding to my little statement earlier, hardcore pool nut here. Yeah. Nice safety games, man. I am really enjoying the safety play of the that was super close.
Martin is not wasting any time either.
Yeah, I think he's definitely feeling the exhaustion coming on and is like not wasting energy. I wouldn't say that he's like playing at too fast of a pace by any means. Like, but he's just not.
I noticed that players that normally play fast, like sometimes you will say they make mistakes that are avoidable because they don't consider option. But what's often not thought about is how many balls they actually make and how many outs they do because they don't give themselves time to get there in their own head and overthinking. So there is a balance there. It's like a player may have made a mistake because they didn't take their time, but how many racks did they run because they didn't take their time? You know what I mean? So it's So it's
a give and take for sure.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a lot of nerves and anxiety. Sometimes you'll see a faster play, so you're not letting that really have a chance to settle in. You got to find that right balance. Oh
man, that's unfortunate.
Great couple of shots. That one was going to get him in line. Just needed to catch that long point. Come back out and around for the 7, but side pocket gobbled it up.
But, there's that one book about the mental game, Pleasure from Small Motion. You probably read it.
I have.
As much about, yeah, that's right. But there is a part in there that talks about how, the part of your brain that executes the shot is not very connected at all to the parts of the brain that does all the analytical thinking and the symbolic reasoning and, everything that would be like checking angles or think about the spin, the speed, the physics, like all of this kind of like symbolic reasoning, essentially math and geometry and physics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes by doing all of these calculations, you're actually getting in the way of simply executing, right? And trusting your subconscious mind to do all of those calculations for you.
Yeah,
right?
that book changed my entire outlook on the game because I'm a very analytical person. I love crunching the numbers. Great break there, getting the 9 to go. 1 ball's available, but what I realized, like what you were just talking about, is there would be so many times where I'd be in between shots, not sure if I was making the correct choice, if it's a 50-50 split type of a thing between the safe and the offensive. So like after reading that book and realizing that was a huge part of my mistakes.
Yeah, it's just that you can get a lot more done by trusting your subconscious to do all the calculations and just trust that they're right, and yes, once in a while they're going to be wrong, but and it's easier said than done because I'm also a very analytical person and I want to control every variable but really I play my best pool when I trust myself and most people do.
Yeah.
Right. And by trusting yourself, I mean you're trusting your subconscious mind to do the calculations and you just visualize what needs to be done, and then you just let your subconscious mind move your muscles to do it without having to get so involved in the conceptualizing.
For sure. Like what I ended up doing was, take it to a multiple choice. You got 3 choices. When you first look at the table, pick your 3 best choices that you can come up with, and then within those 3 you choose one and you completely disregard the other one, kind of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You got to lock it in and completely forget about those other options and just really commit to what you're down on the ball doing, because otherwise your chances of succeeding just go to almost 0. I wonder if he can ticky off the back of the 6 ball. I think that's what he was shooting for, at that speed.
Yeah. That was from that angle, that was a very tough shot to execute. You had to catch a very precise point on the way of my safety. This might have leaked out on him, actually. I think he left the edge of the ball. I'm not sure if he left enough to make the ball.
Yeah, but the 3-6, if you can get underneath of it into this target area over here, wow.
Yeah. Now the 3 ball is going to travel towards the opposite corner. He just needs to keep the cue in the clear. Yeah.
That one was one where I think there was a little bit of just step up and shoot.
Yeah.
Which, when you're tired, that's going to be a part of the game at this point, because.
Yeah, I played both my worst and my best pool when really tired and almost sleepwalking. So you never know.
Yeah. It's a slippery slope, this game. But Javier in position to solve the last little pattern of these couple of balls.
Yeah, from this single, he might want to think about getting on the short side of the 7.
I
No, he went that way and he worked out.
agree. There you go. That's the one thing I've been really enjoying about commentating. I'm like, oh, this is the way you do this, and then someone does something else, and you're like, oh wow, yeah, I'm learning as I go as well. It's just so
he
many
ran into the
styles
ball,
of
right?
play.
He could have not worked out. He could have run into the ball a little different and put it on the point of the side pocket. I worked out. When you're running to object balls, you're always gambling a little bit, right?
Yeah, we were talking amongst the earlier EvoSports discussions about once AI gets introduced into being able to go back through, analyze your play, give you kind of player stats similar to like number crunching is what AccuStats is doing. Like, hey, your really long shots, your percentage is this, your positional play is this, blah, 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 blah. Well, the first little image that was sent as kind of like an idea was off of a video game where it has like your defense and attack, and one of them was magic. And I was like, magic in the game is your unorthodox play when you're kind of nudging into balls, you're still getting in the position. I think like the free form players, when you're hitting the ball good, the balls are rolling good. Like, I think that's like where the magic of the game can kind of come into. Because, man, I was watching a match earlier where like the guy was playing almost all these really difficult shots with two ways and just really coming out on top. And I mean, he won the match handily in that format. So like, it's what I consider unorthodox for myself. Is that the 2 to the 7? Yeah. But you can't argue results.
Yeah.
Tony Chohan's another prime example of that. Like, he's very good at visualizing complex interactions of packs of balls and different things and how they're going to kind of what energy is going where. And
he's very good at letting go and just trusting his subconscious, trusting his feel, right? Like, you don't see him checking every angle. And once in a while, he'll spend some time thinking, but he's a pretty quick shooter, especially for one pocket.
Yeah.
Right. So
double kiss 7 ball.
If one pocket is played with a 30-second shot clock, he'd probably be unrivaled in that.
I can't argue that. Well, I think this is one of the more effective safety areas, just because anytime you're a diamond off of the rail coming this way, the ball plays very small. That's why he's choosing to go with the jumping option.
Wow, it jumped right over the 10.
It did. It's gonna get results.
Have you seen that? That Tubo just jumped right over the 10.
Yeah. So if you have the stream up on YouTube, it's about a 12-second delay. So when you see something cool like that, I'm always looking down and watching it. Oh yeah, he jumped dang near straight over top of the 10.
He's trying to kick this ball inside, I think. Not a bad idea, because this position is not too simple to manage, right? So he might not like his next shot, though, from the safety he just played, because Javier is probably going to stick him right to the back of that 5 ball. think we have lost Trevor.
Can you hear me now?
We are back. That was his intention, the back of the 5-0, but he overthrew the ball. It looks like this cloth may be still pretty new and slick, right? So I think one of the toughest thing to do on new cloth is to judge where the line between draw and stun is, because you'll find yourself drawing when you want to stun.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right.
A little glitch there.
Yeah. I think the page froze for me, so just give me a second. I'm gonna try and refresh it.
Yeah, I think we had this issue a little earlier. I just messaged the tech guys. They were monitoring it. Hopefully they're still hanging out in the chat.
Yeah, I think the stream on YouTube froze as well, right?
Yeah, but they can still hear us. I think what's been happening today is this particular camera has been flickering, and so what happens when it flickers is the box thinks that the stream is ended, so it stops on this image, so that way when it uploads into YouTube, this is the last image that would be there, is kind of its process, I'm assuming. So they have to go back and kind of just reset that camera to being back in the on position. We're back.
We're back. We missed the entire out, but it looks like Martin ran out. Yeah. The YouTube stream is still frozen, but we have the...
That'll be like 12 seconds behind, so yeah, it just jumped over where it's catching up.
Okay. Well, we didn't get to see it, but nice out from Martin.
We got to see the result of whatever transpired.
Wait, so is this the third place match then?
This is the third place match, yeah.
All right. Well, we might not be done quite that late then. We'll see.
Yeah, it depends on how tricky the outs are, and as soon as I say that, I've got some clusters. The 10 ball is...
I jinxed it. It was totally me cursing this.
You just said it's gonna go fast. We got two clusters that look like they've been copy and pasted on the table. 5 ball gonna get there. Dunk. Got Mike Check in the chat saying let's go Martin. Got Trevor Hetty saying Wilbur's Martin rematch to 11 will be fun. We'll see what happens.
Another one of these really nice touch safety from Martin. Martin has been shooting that particular shot very, very well to get behind obstructing balls. Like I've noticed now 4 or 5 spotless executions of that particular shot from him. So.
Yeah, and it was just a tiny little rub on the 2 ball that really got it up into that lockup area right up near the 2.
I'm a little envious that I don't get to go down and play this tournament.
Same. I think my jealousy is speaking out in the fact that I'm just here watching it and sweating it as if I am involved.
I get
Oh,
to root
yeah.
for a couple of friends of mine that are going down to play. So sometimes it's good to be a cheerleader.
Yeah. Where's your Fargo at these days?
I'm right about 590 right now. Actually, I think I'm exactly 590. But to be honest, I haven't been focusing on rotation or replay at all. I've been mostly playing banks in one pocket, and so my Fargo is not quite updating because I'm not playing anything
That's
that
right.
reports to it, and so
Wow, what a creative little.
yeah.
Not sure if he meant the tip on the 4, but man, that worked out really swell.
Yeah, and that was a very nice safety. Of course, there is still the 5 to deal with later. So sometimes you either consciously or subconsciously miss your shot because you don't want to deal with the problem later. You know how many times I try to deal with a problem and I take some kind of gamble to break it out, and then I lose the gamble, and my breakout only helps the opponent. So something like, you know what, you deal with that.
Oh yeah. Julian in the chat saying, asking me if I'm getting tired yet. Hey, I've just been sitting watching pool all day. These boys have been playing. I may have been involved in every match that's been on this table, but running my mouth is not as much exercise as running around the table, and I call them doing reverse setups, bending over the table and getting back up. Glance off the 5? Nah, it's too far away.
By Will, he was trying to make the 4 ball off the 5 ball, which was a very good shot. He just barely hit it, and right here there is a very good up safety to get right behind the 5. But then again, on this click cloth, those shots are touchy. It's really easy to go right in the hole.
Yeah.
When the cloth is still pretty new. But that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to put the cue ball right on the 5 and send the 4 ball to the opposite side rail, or towards it anyways. Yep, and it's that slick cloth, man. That slick cloth makes the shot very hard to manage.
Yeah. You have that situation come up quite frequently in one pocket.
We have to play some one pocket, Trevor. You live too far away.
I know.
Anyways,
I want to.
I saw you coming up for that Temple tournament in January.
I'm trying to make that happen. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm starting right now to practice my rotation again because I want to play that tournament. And I don't want to be completely out of practice. I never start as a favorite in an open tournament, but I've done well before, and I can. I'm capable of doing well in them. It's just it's good not to have expectations, anyways, in pool, But I
knew one of the balls was likely to be going along that line.
Yeah, it was tough to find just a spot to be right behind the 8 ball and controlling the speed of the 7 to get right in that line. But at least he left some distance, so this is not the simplest shot to execute.
Yeah, if
you need to. Yeah, it's like you can either just stun it across and back over, or you can use the rails and go with inside spin and go 3 rails, but that makes the shot. He hit that fairly well, but he needs to come up with another one, drawing back to the side rail and back out probably, or stunning to get short side position on the 10.
Yeah, stunning is such a touchy shot, and at this late hour.
Yeah, I'd probably draw it and come back out.
Yeah,
just like so. Very nice shot. That way you also get to put a better stroke on the ball, and you're not trying to baby your position.
I felt like that line lent to the most high percentage stroke from where he was at. Confident, but like not trying to do too much. Whoa. What did he bring out there? That thing's 8 feet long.
Secret weapon.
Secret weapon. The 14-inch extension. Drew in the chat, sleep. What's that? For us pool players, it's something we do in between matches.
Yeah, during when you had to wait, but the second day of the tournament, there isn't much waiting. So, what do you do then?
Yeah.
Martin is playing pretty confident.
He is playing confident.
That's a nice break there. He got both of the balls behind the one to go in the side pockets. And he has a manageable shot on the one ball. Although the cue ball is going to go a little hot. So he's going to have to negotiate that. I'd probably try to hit the 6 ball with the cue ball, and you'll probably come away with some type of shot. Let's see what he does.
Is it gonna get high enough? No.
I think he has a shot. At least he sees the upper portion of the 2 ball. Maybe not. Never mind. Maybe he was trying to make it in the side, and he must have. If I saw the upper portion, I would bank that ball cross side, but you know.
That's being really quick at the game like that. Like, it's anything out of the side pocket. That thing's a mile wide. I've had so many people in here like, you're just a bank pool player. And I'm like, well.
That's true. I am as well.
Indeed.
But, it gets me out of a lot of situations like that, or like, and sometimes you see folks trying to get, particularly for balls that are just below this or above the side pocket, where they try to get in these really tight position angles. I just come out to the middle of the table and take the bank. I don't.
Yeah.
It's just.
I was saying earlier, if the ball falls anywhere inside that line in the center of the table, the cross bank.
Yeah, especially if there is traffic to get around, or the one of the corner pockets is drop, and you have to get to a precise spot, and just take the bank. That's why I think it's just,
Good effort from Javier there, but didn't quite get the full coverage. Nice.
Yeah.
It's flat. He might be able to follow a bunch inside underneath of this ball.
Or just power through right through those 2 balls, which looks like what he's doing. I don't know if he has enough for the ball to make it. He might have to play a 3-rail safety here. Maybe he didn't have enough for a 3-rail safety either. Huh?
Pretty containing safe, but he's not going to like his next position any better.
Exactly. That's one pocket player who we could think of it. It's like, okay, like I can do this, but how am I going to like when I come to the table next,
Exactly. It's like, what am I giving up now to get in return? Ooh, was able to get enough outside to get there. Is it going to get the coverage? Oh, man, these kick safes.
I think that ball is open. Or at very least, you just need to elevate the cue a little bit, and you hop right over the edge of the.
Yeah. That's what he's doing. Don't need a big jump, just need a skip. Don't baby it.
You can do this just with your playing cue. Just elevate a little bit and get down. No, you don't need the jump cue for that kind of jump.
These are the shots when I'm tired. I make sure that I really bear down on because it's so easy just to step up and think, oh, this one's automatic, and then be like, how did I miss that? Oh yeah, it's because I was not looking at anything. I just got down and fired. Done that too many times. Playing short side, getting real close.
He's played position for the bank, for the cross side bank. He's also a banks player, as you can tell.
I think you can back cut this and just kind of, it's going to naturally be traveling on this line and then just a little bend.
From here, I like the cross side bank because you can nestle the cue ball right against the rail and at least leave your opponent really tough if you. Bet you $1 he goes for the bank.
Just because of how dedicated he is to the cut right now.
No, he's banking. It's just not the way I thought.
So we call it a wash?
Hey, that's that bank. I didn't say which pocket.
No.
There you go.
No, you're 21.
No, you actually cleared up that 20, by the way.
Oh, I did? Okay. I mean, it was so long ago, and when I haven't seen you for a while, I wasn't sure.
I actually think you won it back playing one ball, one pocket.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Man, how did I forget that? I would like to say I'm clever enough to have you admit that right now doing that, but I really honestly totally spaced. Were we in Vegas?
Yes, I think it was in Vegas. Okay. Yeah, we got some racks of one ball, one pocket in between your work shifts.
Yeah, that was fun. I remember.
Before
I was also zombified with exhaustion. All right, dry break.
Javier is not going away. The bank got him back in the match.
That bank really did get him in the match. I'm over here whining about losing $1 and not talking about how great that shot was.
That was a great shot.
It was a great shot. It was worth $1.
You can tell he's a one pocket player at the table.
Yeah. Man, that is one tight pocket if you elect to try and juice up and spear that one ball.
Yeah.
With some sort of look on the two.
I don't think that's the shot there.
I don't think so either.
I think you bank this ball and try to get into the middle of the top rail. This might give up a little much. I would have tried to probably bank the ball between the 4 and the 10 and send it to the middle of the top rail and keep the cue ball hopefully behind the obstructing ball. But what do I know? I'm just sitting here playing.
Yeah. I like hitting this pretty full, playing with a little outside, kind of letting it throw. I think you're always going for the bank. I think it's too late for where the one ball or the two balls sitting is pretty tricky to get to the 3. You gotta hit a tight window.
Let's see if I think it's out here. There's a position of the 7 ball. You have to get good on the 6 to get to the 7, and it's tough to get straight in on the 6 because there's not very much room. Oh, now it's easier now. See, he's fixed that problem right now. But
got a really nice line to kind of just come off of the rail and track up along this line, smoothing it in. Gets a lot out of it. Tap into the 9. 3 rails. Yeah, it's pretty straight on it.
He can actually open up the 7 right now and get position on the 6, but he has to be careful not to put the 7 in the way. I didn't have to do that. You have to do it. Well, Javier has gone our opportunity.
It's not a gift basket, that's for sure.
Yeah, you have to negotiate a lot of things, and now it looks like he didn't get to the 6 ball. He's gonna have to kick or go rail first. Rail first on the new class is it's difficult to get a spin to catch, and you might end up right in the opposite corner pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta really be careful your ball here.
Yeah.
To it full.
With more worn cloth, it's easier to make that spin grab
Whoa.
to hit the bottom rail and come back out.
A little bit of curvature in that last roll. Maybe I'm tired and I just can't see straight.
Can't tell if it's the table are rolling or your eyes.
Oh, my eyes are definitely rolling, but
I'm gonna grab myself some hot tea. I'll be right back.
All right. Responding to Julian in the chat. I think his cue is just rocking because he plays with a maple shaft, has a little bit more give within the shaft, so it's just more flexible, maybe. Just barely overcuts that ball, does not want to work out. Martin, opportunity if he can solve these last 3 balls, get first to the hill. Like playing that with inside and giving a nice confident stroke like he just did. Cinching it up. I think the next day that I try and do this, I'm going to be like, all right, how many hours till my voice starts to go? I think 14. No, I'm past 14. Let's try 16. 15 hours of split talking and my voice starts to go. Martin on the hill and breaking. See how the final break of this match for Martin is gonna go. Six ball trickles in. Has the rail first option for sure. I don't know if he has enough to get across the face of this and roll right out for the 2 or not. Did. But got a pretty steep cut where the 5 ball and the 7 ball are going to be playing very large. Just elects to play safe rather than taking on the high risk. I like it. Because even though you can kick this in, you're going to have to do so at Mach 1.5.
Alright, looks like Martin has worked his way to the hill. I saw a miss from Javier that...
Oh, give him some love.
Nice kick.
What a nice kick. Indeed.
He might be able to deliver the 5 in from here, but I don't know if he'll come away with a shot given the position of the 7.
I think you bank this back up by the 8 ball and try and get...
No, he was just trying to get it on the table, but he did leave a shot. Though the side pocket is big from there, so...
Yeah, I think he's close enough and has narrow enough of an angle, you should be able to draw out of it, but you're going to get real close to your work.
Yeah, he can draw out of it, but he might lose the cue ball in doing so. Let's see what he's trying to do. Not quite sure what the plan was there, but it kind of worked out. The three ball doesn't go in the side, looks like, right?
Oh, it's hard to tell. When I'm looking at these, I try and look at the shadows on the table because I feel like that tells a better story than trying to gauge a distance. It looks like there might be a little bit of a gap between the two.
Do you know if this is a single final or a double elimination final tournament?
It is a single elimination. I think a race to 13, a race to 11.
Race to 11. Oh boy, that is a marathon final.
It is a marathon final after a long day.
I hope.
High-speed camera out.
Yeah, he's trying to make the ball in the
Bench
corner.
throw
Twist it. Yeah, he was trying to twist it in the corner with English, I think. And
He
you know
actually
what?
got more out of it.
Yeah, you can throw those balls with English quite a bit. And
Yeah.
Well, okay. Of course you know. It was just a rhetorical comment.
Yeah, he actually got that ball to throw about 3 inches to the left of the pocket.
I'm surprised that he was able to throw it that much without the speed he hit that, because you normally
May have been a
trying
little
to throw an object ball, you have to take off some speed in order for the spin to grab the object ball like a gear.
Yeah, may have had a little bit of chalk or grease or some sort of debris on the ball there where it had it grab a little bit more. Not saying that for sure, but
that's another one pocket player shot.
Yeah. Really nice, touchy, safe from Javier there.
Yeah.
To fight his way.
It doesn't look like he has enough of the bottom rail to kick to the top side of this fight to play out return safety. Oh, you're fancy now.
I was just with the 7 ball right there. That's so hard to elevate over and do. Not that
look at this shot. Look at this shot. He didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve that after that kick.
The gods are cruel. That's such a great shot.
Just a moment, I love you.
Sometimes you just hit it so good that. Oh. No yawning. Talking to myself now. I'm not sure what he's debating. It looks like the 8 ball goes pretty easily past the 9, but I could be mistaken. Drawing line of centers. Yeah, that is very close. I think to have a good chance of making that, he's wanting to get in close proximity. So cue ball positioning off of the 7 is key here. I think he's going to want to end up right about here. Oh, he's coming right into it. He didn't like it at all. Came right up above it. Very nice. Two rails to bring it within 1. It's a 7-foot table. This little bit of distance should be no problem. Proves not to be. Speak up in the chat if you're asleep.
Well, looks that Javier is not going away. He's keeping his nice close.
That he is. Played a really nice shot from the 7 to get up underneath of the short side of the 8. Lays down a good break. Has an opener. To a tough
It's a good
position.
opener. Yes, it's almost like you want to use inside spin to get to the center of the table here. That could have worked out. But he's still at the table and he sees the ball, so he might do something productive in it, right?
Yeah, if you can.
Maybe leave it right behind the 3 and come down table.
Yeah, I just feel like you're running hard into the 6.
Yeah.
The thin cut.
He just needs to back up, bank this one that's like a shot earlier,
Oh, good.
and run out.
Yeah. The big bending masse. We're to the exhaustion point of saying, do something cool.
There you go. That's a cool shot right there. How
That was cool.
how well he controlled the speed of the two ball there. That's impressive.
Yeah. Running full into the 6 to
Right.
make sure.
Especially when being very close to the other ball, it's tough to control the speed of the hit, and it's just like.
Yeah.
So that was a very impressive shot, much harder than it looked. So,
I'm munching on some pizza, getting ready for Hill here. I feel like Javier is not wanting to give up here.
You think this is going to? That just reduced the chances. That just reduced the chances of Hill right there.
Yeah, wide open
That's
table.
Yeah, the opportunity to finish this set is definitely there, and Javier has to open some kind of unforced error to get back to stay in this tournament. And are you trying to guess exactly where the cube will end up? I haven't tried using those colorful things yet. Maybe I'll start playing with them.
Trickle in. Holds. Nice. The next shot is the key shot to the rack and this set.
Yeah, I think it did well to come below the 5 there. It's much easier to manage this position rather than staying above it. Now, Martin looks on his way. He got a little flat on this ball, so he's gonna have to either stun or maybe just take the shot in the side, which he went for the short side corner. Well, he's going to run into the 10 now, so he's not out of the woods yet, unless he's the opposite, the upper right corner, and which looks that's what he's doing.
Oh, he just was able to cinch it. That was a lot straighter than it appeared.
Yeah, well, it looks like he has a manageable angle now to just follow and right to the middle of the table for a nice shot on the tempo.
Big wide open space.
Oh, wow, that was unexpected.
Indeed.
Looks like we might be going hill after all.
Just enough angle here.
Oh, well, he gave himself a challenge there, that's for sure. How do you, this is not an easy shot under pressure.
I practice this shot because, as Alex likes to remind me, I leave myself this shot at least once per set.
Well, he didn't seem to even sweat it, so.
It did not seem to even sweat it. If you play bad position like me, you gotta practice such shots because we leave them to ourselves sometimes. Yeah, he just didn't have much angle to work with there, and I think he was tied up against the 10 and just didn't want to try and...
Well, we have a hill thriller here.
We do.
Javier needed an unforced error to stay in the tournament, and he happened. So, right.
The Cho Show.
But anyways, Trevor, Trevor, it's fun to be hanging out late night with you, though we're both half asleep here.
When I read that in the chat, I thought it was a Michael Cho reference. I'm just reading the chat and not realizing what I'm reading. All right.
The number of viewers has actually increased.
Well, it's Hill. It's a third place match. Who cares if it's 2 o'clock in the morning? We got action. People have notifications when it goes Hill. Call me and wake me up.
and like all Hill racks, it's never easy. You hardly ever see a Hill rack where there is just like a nice layout, an open shot to start, right?
Yeah.
It always seems to be complicated.
If I was Patrick Nix and had a cool soundboard, I'd hit the bom bom bom. We got some drama. I think I'd give this back. Unless you can see it full. Oh, you can see it full. Don't tell me he called that. Don't tell me he called that.
He did.